All right, welcome to 5.7, the percent equation. This has to be one of my favorite lessons ever. I love the percent equation. I know that recently we went over the percent proportion, and a lot of you remembered that is over of equals percent over 100, or part over whole equals percent over 100. This is the proportion. Proportion is two ratios or two fractions that equal to each other. That will still work. If you know this way, if you like this way, it works for you, use it. This, however, happens to be my own personal favorite. You don't have to like what I like, but this happens to be my own personal favorite. In order to do this, there's a few things that you have to know. First, you have to know what that word is means. You have to know that it means equal, that of means multiply, and that to find what, just as it was in the proportion method, is the x, the variable. What are you trying to find? Let's jump right in. Oh, I love this lesson. All right, find 6% of 25. So there's a few things we need to know. First of all, we want this to be an equation. We want it to be something that is equal to. I'm really quick going to change the background here, and I have a feeling it might be kind of hard on the eyes when I do. We'll try that. We'll see if it works. I might have to try something different here. First of all, we know that this is going to have to be an equation, so we know there's going to have to be an equal to somewhere. But this says to find 6% of 525. What does the word of mean? It means to multiply. 525 is 525. So we know these two pieces already. Notice how I'm just writing them underneath. 6%. Now 6% is a percentage. If I wanted to write the number, I have to remember that 6% is the same as 6 over 100. And having that, it's like dividing. And so this would be like 6 point something. And when I divide it by 100, I have to move the decimal back twice. So the number that relates to 6% is 0.06. So I have to turn this into a number. And find means what is. If I have to find something, I need to know where is it. In this case, I want to know what is. What, I don't know, is means equals this. Well, sweet. All we have to do is multiply. It's telling me x is 0.06 times 525. I'm not going to solve all of the problems due to time's sake, but I will just in case you're checking some at home. 0.06 times 525 is, oh, I can't do that. X is 31.5. 31, there it comes, 0.5. X equals. Now go back and see if that makes sense. I know that 10% of 525 would be 52. 6% is less than 10%. So is 31.5 less than 52? Yeah, so I must be on the right track here. It might not be perfect, but I'm pretty sure I'm on the right track. All right, the next one. What number is 35% of 88? What number is 35% of 88? What number? Remember how little kids say what and they throw their hands off to the side? Then make that obnoxious and throw them up in the air and you get an X. Is. Beautiful word that means equal. 35%. What you need to remember is that this is the percent, and the number that goes with it, I have to move the decimal once, twice, so it's 0.35. Of means multiply, and then my last number. Then I would just type this into a calculator, 88 times 0.35, or I could estimate it like we just learned, but I don't want to estimate this one. It doesn't ask us to estimate, and I want to keep it as close to the real answer as possible. So then I'll type it in the calculator, 0.35 times 88 and I'll get 30.8. Again, ask yourself if that makes sense. Well, use a nice one, 50%. 50% of 88 would be 44. Is 35% more than or less than 50? Right, less than 50. So my answer must be less than 44. And is it? Sure is. For the next two, I'm just going to show you how to set up the problem. I'm not going to solve it for you. In this case, find what? Find x. What is x? Good question. X is, big concern here is this percent. Remember, this is 15%. I cannot just write a 15 here because the number that goes with 15% is 0.15. Of means to multiply, 275. And then you would type that in. Alright, next one. Wow, this page is just as bad. When I made them, they did not look that bad, but afterwards, they're pretty hard on the eyes. Alright, well at this point you can't see the word notes and examples so much, but you can see everything else. So let's try going with that. Alright, same thing as before. What percent are they talking about? I don't know. So I put an X. What percent of comes next? Of means times 750 is the next word. Is means equal 6. So wait a second. I have x times 750 equals 6. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? That's right, railroad tracks. Alright, railroad tracks, solving for x. What's bothering x? 750. How? They're multiplying. What's the inverse? Divide. So I need to divide both sides by 750. Divide by 750. 6 divided by 750 is 0.008. 0.008 equals x. Thinking about that one for a minute? That looks silly. What was x supposed to be? Well, x in this case is I'm looking for a percent. Is this percent already written over 100? No. So I need to turn it into a percent because right now this is just a value for x. So I'm going to turn it into a percent, and the final percent answer would be 0.8% equals x. All right, let's try one without a decimal, I'm hoping. I can't think that fast in my head. All right, 62 is what percent of 186? It might be helpful when you're completing some of these problems if you had the sentence written out in the long format like this. So let's say, for instance, I had 62 is what percent of 186? If I had it written out like this, 62 is a number, so I'm just going to drop it down and leave it alone. Is stands for equals. What percent? I don't know. X of times the last number, 186. Solve for x. What's bothering it? 186. How? It's multiplying. Inverse. Divide. Divide by 186. Divide by 186. I'll bring that calculator back up. 62 divided by 186 is, oh, you should know that one, 0.33 repeating equals x. Again, ask yourself what you were solving for. In this case, x stood for what percent? So what percent is 62 of 186? Move my decimal twice, once, twice, and I'll get 33.3 repeating percent. Does this make sense? Well, let's see. Half of 18, because I know it says 186, but I'm going to go 180. So half of 18 is 9. So 50% would be 90. And then I got 62. Well, 62 is less than 90, but 33 is also less than 50. So it must be okay. All right, let's look at this last one. Oh, I thought it would drag that. Gave me the drag bar. Everyone else see that? But it didn't. 420 is the first number right there. And then right after it, they give me the word is. So that means equals what percent? I don't know. So I'm going to put x. Of is multiply 600. Again, what are you going to do? Solve for x. That's why it's my favorite one. I love railroad tracks. Ooh. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe just trying to make it fun, I guess, huh? Alright, let's try this background color. None of these are really good. Alright, here. We might just have to change the font color. We'll try that. While I'm doing that, I want you to think about what do you think you would change this into? How do you think you would change that? What numbers do we know? What numbers do we need to come up with? Well, I see the word is, and that's always a key to me, and the word of is another key of something that I'm going to have to do. 65 is just a number, so I'm going to copy down 65. And after 65, that word is means equal. 52%. Remember, this is the percent, but in order to put it into my equation, I have to change it to a number. 0.52 of multiply what number? X. Set it up and solve it. What am I solving for? What's bothering it? How? Inverse. And then divide. In this case, remember, you are looking for a number, so you don't have to move any decimals afterward. 54 is 18% of what number? 54 is 18% as a number is 0.18. Of means multiply. What number means x? I love it. We can do it over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, Mary's parents are buying her a motor scooter. The scooter costs $244. If a 6% sales tax is added, what is the total cost? So I'm going to go through this quick, but I want to encourage you to use the pause button option that you have. Please use the pause button. There are two methods to solve this. The first thing you have to do is find out how much the sales tax is. So one, find the scooter price, which was given to us at $244, and then add the sales tax. But I have to find that, and that would equal my total price. Well, what is it, sales tax? It's 6% of the cost. Of means multiply. 244 multiplied by 6%, but 6% as a number is this. So then I would find 244 times 0.06, and I would get 1464. Seemed like a lot for tax, but that's what it is. Not only do I have to pay the tax, however, I still have to pay the whole price for the scooter. So I have to add these two together to get my final total of $258.64. Alright, I have about 10 seconds left here, so hopefully that one little problem helped you out a little bit. And if not, let me know. I'll record a few more. Have a good night.